The beauty of college football is that you can have a crazy opinion about anything. A lot of the time, you're going to be wrong, but sometimes you may be onto something and get something right. Every week leading up to kickoff, I'm going to be reading your hot takes and sharing my thoughts on them. But before we get to your hot takes, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you love college football, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to subscribe to one of the best college football communities here on YouTube. Also, if you would like one of your hot takes to be featured in a future video, please try and make it a truly spicy one that is worthy of being in a video. There are hundreds of comments on my last video, and a lot of them are simply Ohio State will win the national championship, Oregon will win 10 games, Auburn will lose 10 games. Those aren't really hot takes and they're not that exciting, so if you want to have a hot take featured in a video, make it clever, make it unique, so it's something that I can talk about. The University of North Texas goes 11-1, and Drew Mestemaker throws for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns. The Mean Green also get into the top 25 for the first time since 1959 and host the American Athletic Conference Championship game. Yeah, if I remember correctly, wasn't Mestemaker the quarterback who came in for North Texas in their bowl game this past year? And it was his first start at quarterback since like his freshman year of high school. I think I'm getting that right. I think that's the right guy. I don't know if he's going to be the starting quarterback from North Texas. I mean, didn't they bring in another quarterback? I think from Florida State. I'm missing his name right now. I'm drawing a blank, but I think they brought in another quarterback, so I'm not sure if he'll win the job. But if he does, I mean, we saw what Chandler Morris did for North Texas last year. He was putting up insane numbers. He didn't quite get to 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns, so if he couldn't do it, I don't know if this guy's going to be able to do it. But I like the Mean Green getting into the top 25, and I love that you throw some history in here that North Texas hasn't been ranked inside the top 25 since 1959. Let's rank the Mean Green. Let's get them ranked inside the top 25, and let's get them to the American Conference Championship game. Bill Belichick in North Carolina starts strong with a win over TCU and get a massive media boost similar to 2023 Colorado, but they end up massively failing expectations, going 4-8, forcing Bill Belichick to retire early. Yeah, I haven't really talked about North Carolina all that much this offseason, but they're really fascinating to me for the upcoming year because I want to see what Bill Belichick is able to do as the head coach. Now, the interesting thing is, I don't think there is a lot of hype surrounding them for 2025. People aren't penciling them in to be the favorite in the ACC, so at least for Bill Belichick, he doesn't have like insanely high expectations, but I just don't think it's going to be a great season for North Carolina. I don't think they're one of the better teams in the ACC. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to translate for Belichick at the college level. After 1 year, does he decide to retire early? I don't think that's going to be his decision. I think it's going to be his girlfriend's decision. I think Western Michigan has another Cinderella season like 2016. They beat both Illinois and Michigan State, win the MAC championship, and they get a spot in the college football playoff before losing in the first or second round, and having Lance Taylor poached by Wisconsin after they fire Fickle for losing to Middle Tennessee State. Yeah, do you guys remember years back when Western Michigan just had that insane year out of nowhere? In 2016, they went 13-1. I mean, the previous 2 years they won 8 games. The next couple of years they won only 6 and 7 games. Since then, the most games they've won in 1 year has been 8, which came back in 2021. It's been a while since Western Michigan has been really good, so hey, let's just say they run it back of what they did in 2016 and they have another really good year. Now, they are coming off a 6-7 campaign. They did make it to the Salute to Veterans Bowl, so in order for Western Michigan to have a really good year, make it to the MAC championship game, a lot is going to have to go their way. But hey, it's the MAC. We've seen crazier things happen. Another zero to hero case happens in the Big 12. Houston has a season like 2022 TCU, with a top 25 transfer portal class, a new quarterback, and a good replacement plan behind said quarterback. Houston is getting ready to put the pieces together to have multiple good years. Houston goes 10-2. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years for Houston ever since they had that breakout 2021 campaign. They followed that up by winning 8 games, but the last 2 years, they've only won a combined 8 games and they've lost 16 times. Now, obviously, they've had a really good offseason. They bring in transfer quarterback Connor Wigman, and I do think this is going to be a much improved Houston team. But for them to go from 4 to 10 wins in a pretty competitive Big 12, that's going to be quite the jump. But I definitely could see Houston being a sleeping giant giant that nobody's paying attention to that could be making some noise by the end of the season. The Big Ten will have 7 teams that win 10 or more games. Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, and Nebraska. Now, I don't know how to look this up. I don't know what the record is for most teams in one conference winning 10 games in a season. I definitely don't think 7 has ever happened before. Now, obviously, with the playoff and all these extra games, more teams have a chance at winning 10 plus games, but I just can't see 7 teams in this conference hitting that mark. Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, those 3 I think are definitely likely. I think they're going to be in the playoff discussion. I definitely could see them winning 10 games. Michigan, Illinois, Minnesota, Nebraska, I think out of these 4, we might have one team, and I'm probably going to give the best odds to either Illinois or Minnesota, and I think it's probably going to be Illinois. I talked about them a couple of weeks ago. Illinois was a team that was really underrated last year. A lot of people were sleeping on them. I don't think they realized how good of a team Illinois was. I think they're going to win 10 games in 2025, but again, out of these 4 that I have kind of on the cusp, that would be my best bet, but I just can't see more than 2 of these teams cracking that 10-win mark. More than 3 blue-chip players will threaten to not play in the playoffs as a negotiation tactic for an immediate raise on their NIL money. One team will not find the money for their player or just bench him to make an example, and that team will be upset in the first round of the college football playoff, and the coach will end up shouldering all of the blame. The other teams that ponied up the money will do well and will spark yet another giant debate on how NIL should be handled. Yeah, this is actually a really good hot take. I'm glad someone brought up. This is actually something I could potentially do a video on at some point during the summer. I haven't seen really anybody talking about this at any point over the last couple of years when it comes to college football and the college football playoff. I do remember months and months ago, I forget when exactly this was, there was that rumor going around that Nico, surprise, surprise, was reportedly holding out for more money when it came to Tennessee's playoff game. He wanted them to pony up more money for him to play in that game. Now, ultimately, he ended up playing. I'm not sure what happened there, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this year, next year, the year after, you have some of these star players who go to their team and they demand more money in order to play in that college football playoff game. Now, if that were to happen, things are going to get really, really interesting because what's going to happen is the coach is going to bench that player for this playoff game, the biggest game of the season, and all of a sudden they're not going to have their star player. Is the university, are the donors, are they going to put up more money to make sure they can pay that player? Because the second that happens, the second we do have a holdout, and the second a player wants to not play in a potential playoff game for more money, if someone gives into that, if a team gives them that money, that's just going to open up the floodgates for so many other players across all of college football. Hopefully we don't see players that opt out of the bowl game and that are holding out for more money, because if that happens, boy, you think NIL in college football is bad now? That would make things a million times worse. All right, we have time for one more hot take. Remember Aiden Chiles? He's going to lead Michigan State to a playoff game and finish as a Heisman finalist. I'm not even a Michigan State fan. Just really believe in Jonathan Smith. Yeah, Aiden Chiles, he was a guy I was really high on last year when I was doing all my preseason Heisman videos, when I was talking about potential sleepers for the 2024 season. Aiden Chiles was a guy that I mentioned a number of times. I do have a quick funny story in regards to Jonathan Smith. I live in Los Angeles. My neighbor in my apartment complex is Jonathan Smith's mom. When she moved in about a year ago, I got a knock on the door, we started talking, and she said, yeah, my son, he coaches at Michigan State. We just moved from Corvallis. So Jonathan Smith, his mom lives in my apartment complex. We're very friendly. I'm hoping for the best for you as well in 2025. Well, that wraps it up for today's hot takes. Do you have a hot take and a bold prediction for the 2025 college football season? Whatever it is, drop it in the comment section down below, and it could be featured in my next video. Like I mentioned earlier, make sure it's a good one if you want your comment to be featured. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos leading up to the start of the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm, and it helps share this video and my channel with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.